Welcome to my mini farm. Where I live in the country, I'm so lucky to be able to have an awesome hydroponic garden and loving animals that I raise. I just love my animals. They are a huge part of my family's life. Every morning I can't wait to see how many eggs I can gather up, how many vegetables and herbs I can pick. With my family's favorite recipes and my home cooking skills, I enjoy sharing what I've learned over the years with you. I'm also part of iFood.tv networks. New shows every Wednesday. So welcome to Cheryls Home Cooking. Welcome to Cheryls Home Cooking, and for Memorial Day what I'm going to show you is how I make my chocolate chip marshmallow cookies. These cookies are really good. We're going to a barbecue and I'm making dessert, so I figured I'd make a little treat for the kids. These chocolate chip cookies got the marshmallow inside, so it's going to be a real surprise when these kids bite into them. And they're so good, so chocolatey. So let's get started. So today what I'm going to show you is my chocolate chip marshmallow cookies. I have 3 cups of flour that I'll sift into the bowl in front of me. To this I'll be adding in 2/3 cup of the unsweetened cocoa powder. Along with a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So there's 3 cups of flour. Now I'll take my 2/3 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. Half a teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. These cookies are so good. Nice and chocolatey. Try to get all the lumps of the chocolate out. Now I'll place that off to the side. In another bowl I have 1 stick of butter at room temperature, or 8 tablespoons. I'll cream my butter with my 1 cup of white sugar and my 1 cup of 1 cup of brown sugar. So that's 1 stick of butter at room temperature, 1 cup of white sugar, and 1 cup of packed brown sugar. Now that I have my butter mixed in with my sugars, I have 2 eggs. I'll drop them in one at a time and mix it in. I have my oven preheated at 350. Second egg. That's what it would look like. So that's 1 stick of butter at room temperature, 1 cup of white sugar, and 1 cup of packed brown sugar, and 2 eggs. The eggs I also had at room temperature as well. Do this, I'm going to fold in 2 cups of the semi-morsels. A vanilla extract. I forgot to add it in earlier, so I'll just fold it in. Make sure to mix it good. That's what it looks like. Now I'll add in the dry ingredients, a little at a time. I'm folding it in. These cookies are really, really good. And we're having a barbecue today. It's Memorial Day, so I'm making cookies. This will be a nice treat. Add in a little bit more. Now I'll switch it to the larger bowl. And I'll just mix the rest. Now that I have my dough all mixed, what I did is I took an ice cream scoop so that all the cookies were uniform. I'll cover this with plastic wrap and put it in the fridge for about 30 minutes or until the dough is nice and firm. Once it's firmed, I'll remove it from my refrigerator. Also too, when you have your oven preheated at 350, I have 2 cups of the mini marshmallows and I place them in the freezer. So you'll need 2 cups of the mini marshmallows to do the rest of these cookies. So now that I have my cookies all formed, I'm going to place them in my fridge until they're firm. Like I said, 30 minutes. Or depending on your refrigerator, you want to make sure that the dough is nice and firm. This recipe will make about 24 cookies. It's been 30 minutes, now I'll take my cookies out of the fridge. The dough firmed up beautifully. So now I have my cookie sheet. My oven's set at 350. I'll line my cookie sheet with parchment paper. I'll go get my 2 cups of mini marshmallows out of the freezer. You can see how nice and firm that is. So what I'll show you is I'm going to flatten out the cookie, flatten it with my palm. And I'll place some marshmallows in the center of my cookie. I have about 8 of them. Now I'll take the cookie dough and come around the marshmallow so that the marshmallow is on the inside. And you can see how the cookie looks. So I'll place it on my parchment paper and I'll do the rest with the rest of these cookies. So just flatten it out with your palm. Don't go too hard because remember you've got the chocolate morsels in there. And place how many marshmallows you want inside your cookie. And then roll up the dough. Here's the bottom and the top. And I'll place that on my parchment paper and just continue with the rest. You'll bake them between 8 to 10 minutes. Remember, ovens vary, so just keep an eye on it. And like I said, this recipe will make 24 cookies. So you can see I have the marshmallows all rolled up inside the cookie dough. So now I'll place this in my 350-degree oven for about 8 to 10 minutes. But keep an eye on it because remember, ovens vary. The ingredients that you'll need are 3 cups of flour, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar, 2 eggs at room temperature, 2 cups of the mini morsels or the chocolate morsels, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2/3 cup of the unsweetened cocoa powder, 1 cup of butter at room temperature or 8 tablespoons, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and about 2 cups of the mini marshmallows. You'll preheat your oven to 350. You'll line your baking pans with the parchment paper. Once the dough is all formed, you'll place that in your fridge for about 30 minutes because you want the dough to be nice and firm. And I used an ice cream scoop to make the cookie dough balls all the same size. Then you'll place it in your oven on 350 and like I said, 8 to 10 minutes and then let it cool, and these cookies are really, really good. So happy Memorial Day. So now I'll take my cookies out of the oven. Oh yeah, look at how good they came out. So now I'll let them cool before I even try them and pack them up for my barbecue. These cookies are really, really good. Thanks so much for tuning into Home Cooking with Cheryl and watching me make my chocolate chip marshmallow cookies. They're really, really good. Give them a try. And happy Memorial Day. And please follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, and on ifood.tv. I'll see you next video. Bye-bye.